In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to create this background changer using JavaScript. Whenever we click this button, you can see that we get 3 random numbers, and then the background changes on the body. And we have also these nice transitions between the colors using CSS transitions. Alright, if you like this kind of tutorials, make sure you subscribe for more. Good, let's see how to create this. For the HTML part, we need a button and we need a paragraph, so we can store the text for which color is in the body. So let's create that. We're going to have a button. Here we can say change. And then this button will need an ID. So let's use change. And also let's give it a class just to style it a bit. Maybe change BTN or something like that. Good. We're going to use the ID to target it in JavaScript. Next up, the paragraph, which will be underneath. This will say the color in RGB. And by default, we're going to have white, so let's put white here. Awesome. Also, this one requires an ID, so we can target it in JavaScript. And let's add color text class on it also, so we can style it just a little bit. Alright, let's get to the styling and then we can move to JavaScript. First, let's place everything in the middle of the screen. And for that, we're going to use the display flex on the body, align it to center, justify content center, a minimum height of 100 viewport heights, and a margin of 0. Now that's almost perfect, but by default, display flex has flex direction row, so let's change that to column. So flex direction column. And now they should be on top of each other. Good. Now let's style the button. So we had a change BTN class on it. We want the background color to be black, the color to be white. Also, let's add some padding around it, maybe 20 pixels and 50 pixels to make it big. We can even remove the border. It has a grayish border there. All right. Maybe even increase the font size a bit, 18 pixels. And let's use a font family on the page. So I'm going to get a link from Google Fonts, MULI, and let's use it on the body. Font family and sans serif. All right, this will change the text on the paragraph, but not the button. And for that, let's use font family and inherit on the button. Alright, and now you can see that it changed. Awesome, so that's pretty much it for this. Well, actually, let's increase the font size of the paragraph. So change text, or color text. It will be font size 14 pixels. Alright, so just a bit smaller so it doesn't take up a lot of space. That's pretty much it for the CSS for now. We're going to add one more property later. But now let's go to the JavaScript where the fun begins. Here we need to target 3 things. We need a button, which we're going to click on to get a random color. Then we're going to need the body, which we're going to apply the color on. And also we need the text, so we're going to change the text here whenever we change the color on the page. Let's use const change. This will be the button. So document get element by ID. And we have the change ID. Let's check it to be sure. Yeah, so we have the change ID. For the color, we have the color ID, so we can use that. Let's use color, and also we need the body. And the body lies on document.body. Awesome, so that's pretty much it here. Now let's create a function which will give us a random value from 0 to 255. That's the maximum we can have in the RGB. So let's create it, and maybe we can call it get random RGB or something. And here we're going to return mat.floor, mat.random times 256. So this will give us a number from 0 to 256, up to, not inclusive. And with floor, we're going to chop off the decimals. So now this function every time gives us a fixed number from 0 to 255. And let's have another function which we're going to change the background, change BG. And this function will be called every time we click the button. So change.add event listener. On the click event, we want to run the change BG function. So this function will be called every time we click this button. Good, so what we want here? Basically, we want 3 numbers. So we want to call this function 3 times. And we're going to have the 3 colors, the value for red, the value for green, and the value for blue. So let's call it const color1 will be this function call. Let's copy and paste this 2 more times, color2 and color3. Awesome. Now we're going to use this to create the color string. This color string will be then applied on the body, and we're also going to change this text. So color string will be, we're going to use template literals, RGB, we have the parentheses, and here, color1, color2, and color3. Now this will have the string with the color we created. Let's console.log to see what we have here. So color string, and we can see the console here. Now every time we click this button, we should have a new color added. So let's see. Look at that, RGB and different colors. Awesome. The last thing will be here in the JavaScript to use this color string. So we can use it on the body, style background, and we're going to give it the color string. As simple as that. So we set the style background on the body to be the color string. And also let's change the inner text of the color text here. Well, actually, this should be called like something text, but for now, I guess should be fine. Color.inner text will be the color string. All right, and now every time we click this button, we should have the background changed and the text here. Let's see. Look at that, how nice. Perfect. Now the only thing I don't like here, well, actually there are a couple of things. I don't like that the colors are changing like directly. We don't have any transition. And also you can see that here on the body, we have that outline. So let's fix those. On the body, we're going to add a transition. We want to transition the background property. And let's say for 0.3 seconds is. And now we should get the nice transitions every time we click the button. You see it's not directly changing the color, which is pretty nice. Let's also improve this button just a little bit. I'm going to add a cursor pointer. All right, so now we have a different cursor whenever we hover over, and then change BTN. On the focus, we're going to remove the outline. I don't like that blue outline. Eventually we can add something else on focus, but for now I'm just going to remove that. And what I like to do on change BTN active is to do transform scale 0.98. So we're going to scale it just a little bit. By default this is 1. So you can see now that it scales just a little bit every time we click it. Pretty nice. I guess here on focus we can do something like background color 222. So we're going to change it from 000 just a bit. You can see now that it shows that it's selected, kind of. Maybe even more. Let's see how this looks. All right, so yeah, this is better. Well, maybe you can find a better way to improve it. All right, this is it. You can see how easy it is to have random background color whenever you click a button in JavaScript. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, give it a like and subscribe for more tutorials like this. See you in the next one. Bye!